how men get attached to you. This is going to be so helpful for you in the dating scene and also in your marriage to really understand masculine energy and feminine energy. And for those of you that are new here, what's up? I'm Natasha. Normally, I'm on here with my amazing husband, Coach B, but he's away right now. So I'm like, okay, I got to give you something juicy. I got to give you some girl chat. I got to share the secrets that I knew when I was a single mom with 4 little kiddos, re entered the dating scene, attracted my amazing provider energy husband, got married, living my best soft girly life now. And now my husband and I coach thousands of women in the area of feminine energy, in the area of nervous system healing, and even your hormones, girl. I'm a certified hormone coach. So today we are going to talk about the science of attraction. We're going to talk about the science of what actually causes the masculine to chase you, to want to pursue you, to be bonded to you, to get hooked on you, to stay monogamous with you. This is literally the monogamy hormone we're going to talk about. This is actual science. Okay, so if this is coming across your feed for a reason, you are meant to see this. This is definitely for you. We have had so many engagements, so many proposals, so many weddings and marriages in our Feminine Energy Academy. So this is not just Tosh and her husband. This is the women that we coach. We coach women from their 20s all the way up into their 70s right now. Rotationally dating, attracting healthy provider men that want to spoil you. Okay. Our ladies get spoiled. Our ladies get princess treatment. Our ladies attract provider type men, healthy, healed men. So this stuff is really potent, but I was like, you know what? Somebody was actually just asking us this on our last live. They're like, so how do men actually get attached? Because, we talk a lot on here about masculine, feminine energy, but I'm like, no, okay, I'm going to actually break it down and I'm going to teach you how to trigger that attachment. And so, of course, this is to be used for good and not evil, ladies, right? But the thing is, with our ladies, the women that we attract the nice girls. We attract the overgiver girls. We attract the women that give to so many different people that they end up burning themselves out. And so this is why we teach our ladies here on this channel and in our Feminine Energy Academy how to actually have leverage, actually understanding male psychology, and also understanding what you need as a woman, your feminine energy. And shout out to the people that have been leaving gifts lately. I forgot to say thank you last time because I was so focused on that. So thank you in advance for those that have been leaving me gifts. But anyway, let's jump into it. So, I've talked a lot about how women get bonded. So, we talk about oxytocin and dopamine that gets released for a woman when she is spending a lot of time with a man and when she's intimate with a man. This is why women have to be so careful who they spend time with because the guy is going to grow on you or you're going to get hooked on him. You're going to feel addicted to him. You're going to feel attached to him and you don't even know why. So, oxytocin is the love hormone. But that's not how men get attached to you. That's not how men bond to you. Men bond to you completely differently. Men bond to you with a hormone called vasopressin. Vasopressin gets released from your brain. Thank you for the gifts, you guys. So, vasopressin gets released from the brain, from the hypothalamus for a man. Vasopressin is actually known as the monogamy hormone for a man. Completely different. So for a woman, we talked about, she needs that closeness, she needs that intimacy, and that's what gets her hooked, which often keeps her in situationships, which we don't want, ladies. But for the man, he could be intimate with you. He could be sleeping with you. He could be going on hot dates with you. He could be doing all this stuff. And he's not necessarily going to be hooked on you. He's not going to be attached to you. He's not going to be bonded to you. This is why often a woman will sleep with a guy. He will pull away right after that because he's not bonded with you. He doesn't bond to you with oxytocin. He bonds to you with vasopressin. So vasopressin, how do you release and trigger vasopressin in a man? And this is all subconscious. This is not like, guys are like, oh, I need this, I need that. No, Most men have no idea. But, as the feminine, this is part of your feminine intelligence, is really understanding the difference between the masculine and the feminine. Because otherwise, you ladies are thinking, you're confused because you're thinking the man should be falling in love with you the same way that you fall in love with him. And that's just not how men are wired. Men are sperm, women are the egg. So vasopressin is released through a couple different things, okay? The first thing that the man needs is to feel challenged. He needs to have that competitive energy happening. Once again, this is all subconscious, and a man will never tell you any of this stuff. But we're in the business of helping our women get married and attract healthy men, be in secure relationships, okay? Once again, this is also not going to work for some toxic guy in a toxic relationship. This is for secure attachment. This is for secure, healthy relationships only. But anyway, so the first thing he needs a challenge. Just think of the sperm. If you don't believe me, think of the sperm. The sperm has to compete against other sperms, million other sperms, to get to the egg. That is wired into his DNA. And so what happens with most women? They're just like, here you go. Sleep with me. Take me out. Do this, do that. And I'm going to do this for you. And I'm going to do that for you. And I'm just going to be exclusive with you, even though we're just in a situationship. He has no challenge. There's nothing to compete against. This is why he's not hooked on you. This is why he's not bonded to you. He needs to be able to pursue you. He needs to be able to, point number 2, he needs to be able to problem solve. That's another way that you release the vasopressin. So for example, my husband and I, when we first started dating, we met online. Talked about this a lot, but we met online. We were in different countries. This is a lot of our ladies that we coach. They meet their husbands in other countries. It's just the era that we live in right now. But anyway, so he was in another country. He was in Chicago. I was in Canada. We live in the US now. But during that dating time, we lived apart. So there was a big challenge there. If he wanted to be with me, he needed to figure it out. Now, I could have figured it out for him, like a lot of women do, especially boss babes. A lot of boss babes do this. They're like, you're in problem solving mode. So you're like, okay, let's just do this. I'll do this. I'll just come to you. I'll just pay for this. I'll just do that. And so now your energy is coming towards him, and you've given him no space to problem solve. You've given him no space to overcome this challenge. And the masculine is wired. They are hardwired to hunt. They are hardwired to have to come and chase and compete for you. So anyway, going back to our story. So yeah, my husband was in Chicago. I was in Canada. I understood this when I was intentionally dating for marriage. So I knew, even though I really liked him, I knew I couldn't just make it super easy for him and just, come to him and do all of these things to make it easy for him. Not that I was trying to be difficult or manipulative. I just understood how the masculine subconsciously bonds to the feminine. I understood that. And you ladies should understand this. So there was a problem there that he needed to solve. So I actually ended up detaching from him because he wasn't stepping up. He was enjoying our nightly calls that we were having, our video calls. He loved it, of course. Men are going to love that. They want to talk with you. They want your feminine energy. They want all these things. But if he's not willing to do what he needs to do to step up, then now you are giving him permission to not have to overcome any challenge, not release that vasopressin. And, this is why things drag out forever. We see this all the time with the women that we coach, where the guy's dragging things out. And now it's been 6 months, 12 months, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and you all are still not married. He's not in his provider energy. Why? You haven't even given him that opportunity to solve problems. I have seen this with so many women that I coach that are now married, by the way, long distance. But the man, because, we teach our ladies all the potent secrets in the Feminine Energy Academy. But they give that space for the man to solve the problems, to figure things out. Men need problems to solve. Now, I'm not talking about you stressing him out, being dramatic, having a chaotic life, just dishing out all these problems for him to solve. That is going to completely turn him off. A healthy provider man does not want your drama. Okay. Now, if you, like so many women I coach, are just on this journey of healing, you're understanding feminine energy, you understand how to communicate with the masculine, which is a big thing that we teach our ladies, and you don't baby him, you don't mother him, you give him space to come towards you, that's when he's going to be able to release those hormones like the vasopressin so he can be attached to you and be bonded to you. Another way to actually release this hormone and get guys to release this hormone is we encourage our ladies to rotationally date for marriage. So that means you are intentionally dating for marriage. That does not mean you're hooking up with all these guys, sleeping with any of these guys. You want to actually hold out, ladies, you want to hold out and you want to date, intentionally date. That means like coffee dates, dinner dates, whatever, with guys. And until the right guy steps up. Why do you want to do this? Men are the sperm. They need to compete for something. My husband talks about this all the time on this channel. Men don't want a woman that nobody's coming for. I know that sounds harsh, but you need to hear that. Men don't want a woman that no other man is coming for. It's a subconscious thing. So for you, even if you're not into all these guys, but you're in that energy of rotationally dating, which I teach you how to do this in the Feminine Energy Academy. You don't have to try to figure this out yourself. In fact, I encourage you not to try to figure this out yourself because you're probably going to do more harm than good when you're doing this. You need dating strategy. But anyway, when you're in this energy of rotationally dating, men are like, okay, what's going on? This weekend, you're not available. You got another date going on. He's not going to want you dating other men. A man that's in love with you and wants to be with you and wants you off the market is going to take you off the market so quickly. My husband talks about this all the time on here. A healthy provider man, a healthy masculine man does not want to share his woman. So he will take you off the market. Men are smart, ladies. Men are a lot smarter than they come across, okay? They know what they need to do to take you off the market. He knows. You're just making excuses for him because he's telling you he has to take care of this business, that business. He has to get this done. He has to do this. Okay, so he's not ready. Move on. Ladies, my husband was like that. When we were in the dating phase, he had all these different things going on. And so he wasn't ready. And so I was like, okay, no, I wasn't mad. I wasn't triggered. I wasn't cussing him out. I gave him the talk of like, okay, you know what? I don't want to waste your time. I'm not going to waste my time. I wish you all the best, genuinely. And then that was it. I detached and I moved on. And then you know what happened? I literally thought I was never going to see him again. I actually detached. And I see you guys are dropping questions. Keep those questions there. I'm going to answer them in a few minutes. I want to really talk to you about how to trigger that vasopressin in men, that bonding hormone in men first, okay? But I love seeing your questions down there. But anyway, so I completely detached from my husband. That does not mean putting the wall up. Feminine detachment is completely different, ladies. And, next thing I know, I was doing my inner healing, but next thing I know, my husband, the guy at the time, Brian, was reaching out to me and he's like, no, I need to be with you. I want to be with you. I want to marry you. And he had to figure out how to come to my country to come and get me. Okay. I allowed him that space to figure it out. And why? Once again, because giving him that space, giving him that challenge, that problem that a man has to solve. Another way, because he literally says, I don't want you dating other people. I want to marry you. Like, okay, right? And I didn't just go exclusive. We had a solid conversation about timeline, everything. We were engaged within a few months. There's no way I would have been exclusive with him if he wouldn't have moved countries and did all of these things so we can get engaged. There's just no way. This is how women waste their time with a guy that's like, oh yeah, I love you. Oh yeah, I want to be with you. Coach B talks about this all the time. Men will tell you anything. Of course, they're going to tell you I want to be with you. They're going to tell you they want to marry you. They're going to tell you that there's no one like you. They've never met anyone like you before. Right? And then what do you do with them? You sleep with them. And then now you are releasing oxytocin and dopamine. You're hooked on him, but he's not hooked on you yet, ladies. And then he pulls away subconsciously And then he goes and he's like, okay, now he's focusing on his business. Now he's focusing on finances because he hasn't bonded to you. So he needs to have that challenge. He needs to have that problem solving, and he needs to be able to invest into you. So that's point number 3 for releasing that vasopressin. Ladies, lean in. He needs to be able to invest into you. Men value the masculine, a healthy provider. Masculine energy man values things that he is invested into. They're business guys, right? They're just think of anything. Think of sports once again. Think of hunting. They don't care if the catch was so easy or if that team was so easy to beat. That does nothing for them. What makes them feel really good? They value that trophy. The trophy that they worked so hard for. They had to sacrifice for. They had to give things up for. They had to figure things out. They had to skill up. They had to do whatever they needed to do to get that trophy. That's the feminine. So if you've given him nothing to compete for, nothing to work for, you're just sleeping with him, that's why he's not hooked on you. That's why he's not valuing you. That's why he was maybe hot and heavy at the beginning, but now he's inconsistent. Now he's breadcrumbing you. Now he's busy and distracted. We see this all the time with the ladies that we coach. I mean, we coach so many women that end up getting engaged and married, but we also coach a lot of women who end up hooking up with a guy right away, doing all this stuff for the guy, and then they need healing because the guy has pulled away. So this is no shame towards you, ladies. No shame to. I don't want you to feel judged or shaming yourself or getting so sad about yourself. You are seeing this for a reason because it's time to do things differently. So a couple of other things are going to help you just really understand how that vasopressin is released for men, what makes them really bonded to you, and also really moves you from that category of booty call and situationship and girlfriend to the wife. And my husband talks about this all the time. So he did a video on this the other day, where another thing that men look at when they're looking at wife versus hookup is life goals, like actually shared life goals and life vision. So because a really healthy masculine provider type man is very, very goal orientated. He's very focused and he's very driven. Think of that sperm. Think of that really healthy sperm, not the delinquent sperms, the deformed sperms that are kind of just chaotically going around and like whining and complaining the whole time. No, think of like the really healthy sperm that make it to the finish line and get that prize, the egg, okay? That sperm, that man is that healthy masculine energy man who is hyper driven, hyper focused, willing to do whatever it takes to get what he wants. Okay, that is a healthy masculine man. And so he's going to look at, when he's looking at choosing a wife, he's going to look at, okay, does this woman fit into my life vision, my goals? And Coach B talked about this best when he was like, some men want a woman that, they can build things with. Some men want a woman that, he's happy her just being, the stay-home wife where she literally does nothing and relaxes, but, she keeps that house the home. He just wants her energy to come home to. He just wants, all men want that yummy, delicious, soft, nurturing energy to come home to. All men want that, right? All masculine men want that. But, a man, like there's little nuances where a man might want to travel and wants a woman to travel with. A man might want to, stay focused and be building at home in the city he's living in. And he wants a wife and a partner to be okay with that. So every man is going to be different. Some men want to have kids. Some men don't want any kids. Some men, are later on in life and they don't care if the woman has kids. Like my situation, my husband was a bachelor. He had no kids. And he married a wife, a woman, a single mom who had 4 kids. He was open to that. So every man is going to be different, but a healthy masculine man is going to look at, he's not going to tell you this, ladies. Everything I'm telling you, a man is not going to tell you this. And what Coach B tells you. But he is subconsciously calculating. He's like, does this woman align with my values? Does she align with my goals? Does she align with my life vision? And if he doesn't have a vision for himself, ladies, side note, he doesn't have goals, then why are you wasting your time with this guy? Because he's going to lead you where he's going. And if he doesn't know where he's going, why are you following him? Right? So he needs to have that, alignment in that area of his life. So, and then the other thing I want you to think about is this. This is so, so important, ladies. Okay? To release that vasopressin, that bonding hormone that really has him hooked on you, that really separates you from situationship to wife energy. And that is, you as a feminine, you need to pace the relationship. Your job as the feminine is to pace the relationship. What does that mean? That means you're not hooking up with him right away. You're not sleeping with him right away. You're not getting exclusive with him right away. Men, and I always talk about this, men will burn themselves out, meaning he will be so excited at the beginning. He's going to be, his energy is coming towards you. And if you don't understand this as a woman, especially when you're unhealed, you're going to get super excited because you're going to love this new attention that you're getting from this guy. And you're just going to do whatever he wants. You're going to sleep with him. You're going to get drunk. You're going to hook up. You're going to go on a weekend getaway. Next thing you know, you are bonded to him because you've released all that oxytocin, that dopamine, and he is not bonded to you yet. So when I say pace the relationship, ladies, what I mean is he needs that space to come towards you. He needs to be able to go past that initial attraction dopamine phase. So I've talked about this so much on this channel, where trauma bonding, right? When you guys are hooking up because of the dopamine, you get that dopamine hit, you get that chemistry, the butterflies in the tummy, but you guys haven't fully bonded together. You're not in that healthy, secure relationship. And then he pulls away, or you pull away, or whatever. You guys break apart. Then you guys miss each other, and then you guys hook back together, and then you release that dopamine again. Nothing has actually changed because you both haven't healed. And then it becomes this pattern. So just look, is this pattern the pattern I'm playing in my life? Versus when you pace the relationship, ladies, you allow him space and time to earn your vulnerability. Coach B was literally just talking about, don't overshare, ladies. Don't tell him everything about your life. Keep that mystery. Why? Because he needs that space. He needs that time to pursue you, to invest into you. So he's past that hookup dopamine hit phase of his attachment, and he is now moving on to that vasopressin because he's investing into you. And the beautiful thing about this, ladies, is that vasopressin keeps releasing and keeps increasing as you guys are getting closer with each other. But you as a woman, you have to pace it. Okay, let me just take a sip of my drink really quick. Normally, my husband's on here, so I'm not doing all the talking. But you guys still with me here? This is so good. So we talked about he needs that space, right? So you're pacing it, meaning you're not hooking up with him right away. You're not spending hours and hours talking to him on the phone, ladies. Every night, this is what I had to do with my now husband. He just wanted to talk to me every single night for 3 hours. Of course he does. Of course he wants your energy, ladies. You're beautiful. He loves being in your energy. If this is a guy you're serious about, if this is a guy you really like, don't spend 3 hours on the phone with him, especially right away. Now, if you guys are engaged, and you guys are still doing long distance stuff, okay, that's different. But at the beginning, he's going to be subconsciously repelled, and he won't even understand why. All right, so give him that space to come towards you. Allow him to solve the problems. He's going to be looking to see if you have shared goals. And so this is why it's so important for you to be authentically you as a woman. This is why it's so important for you as a woman to have your own goals and have things going on in your life. He doesn't want to be responsible for your happiness. He wants to be with a woman that is loving her life, This is everything I teach you in the Feminine Energy Academy. I teach you how to keep polarity and attraction in the dating and marriage phase. And this was me in my first marriage, okay? This is a lot of nice girls where you completely abandon yourself to give and serve others. You're the caregiver, right, ladies? You're the doctor, you're a nurse, you're a healthcare worker, you're a coach, you're a therapist, you're a business owner. You are so used to taking care of everybody. You do it automatically. It is so normal in your nervous system to be the girl in your family to take care of people, right? I know this about you because I've coached thousands of women up to this point, so I know this. And then, so when he comes along, if you haven't healed, if you haven't done the stuff that I teach you and Coach B teaches you in the Feminine Energy Academy, what happens? He shows up to the scene, and then now you are like, let me show him how amazing I am. I'm going to help him with his business. I'm going to help him with his work. I'm going to help him with this. I'm going to help him with that. I'm going to cook for him. I'm going to clean for him. I'm going to stand on my head for him. I'm going to do all these things for him. And yet you're bonding to him and he is not bonded to you. Because in order for him to release that vasopressin, he needs to be able to invest into you. We're talking about provider energy men. We're not talking about men that are in their feminine receiving. So masculine energy is that doing energy, is that giving, is that providing energy, provider protector energy. Feminine energy is receptivity. It's that warm energy. It's that fun, playful energy. It's the unseen. And of course you need both. Both people have both, by the way. But a man that is more in his healthy masculine provider energy where he wants to take care of you, he wants to give you princess treatment, he wants to provide for you, he wants to feel like a man in your presence. That type of man is subconsciously repelled by masculine energy. A heterosexual masculine energy man is repelled by masculine energy. He doesn't want to penetrate masculine energy. He wants to penetrate feminine energy. So if you show up on the scene, and you could be gorgeous, girl, you could be a runway model. You could be 10 out of 10 Barbie doll. Trust me, we coach them in our Feminine Energy Academy. I know this. And for a lot of them, this is the one little tweak that they needed help with us in the Feminine Energy Academy, is you can attract men. Like, that's not an issue for you. But you're not attracting men that want to fully step up and provide for you, protect you, give you that princess treatment, pursue you consistently. Right, ladies? Okay, this is so good. I love this. A perfect example, one of our girls, she just posted in our Feminine Energy Academy. We did a lot of inner healing when she came. She had a lot of love blocks. We healed them. We taught her how to rotationally date for the purpose of marriage. She's dating amazing guys, and she has a couple top guys that she's dating right now for marriage. One of the guys already would marry her, like is ready to propose to her, but she's like, she's still pacing it. She's like, I'm not quite ready yet, which is totally fine. But these are the types of guys she's attracting. Anyway, she just posted this weekend. She was moving. This guy drove so far just to come help her move, paid for things for her. I mean, is constantly paying stuff for her. And, she's not even exclusive with him yet. Okay? This is exactly what men do that want to prove themselves to you. This is what my husband did. My husband moved across countries. Okay? He was from Chicago. He was from inner city Chicago. He had a lot of great things going on there, and I never told him he had to do this. I allowed him to make the decision. And by the way, fast forward to the marriage stage. Like, my husband and I have been married now for 1.5 years, and we have the juiciest marriage. And we've had the juiciest marriage. Why? Because I understand polarity. I understand attraction. I understand the masculine psychology, and I understand the feminine psychology. And this is why we teach our ladies how to do this stuff. Okay? This is, so many people are like, oh yeah, the first year of marriage is the hardest, or the honeymoon's going to phase. No, not if you decide that that's not your reality, like what we teach. And so because of that, we do things to keep that polarity and that attraction. My husband's energy is always coming towards me every day. He still gives me princess treatment. And, we've talked about this before where it's not even about him making more money than you or anything like that. You guys can be married. He could be younger than you. You guys could be married. He could be older than you. You guys could be married. He could be making more money. You could be making more money. That part actually doesn't matter as much as you understanding polarity and attraction between the masculine and the feminine. That is your superpower as the feminine. This is why we have such a high success rate in the Feminine Energy Academy, because we teach our women the skills, how to communicate with the masculine, but also the energetic dynamics. In the dating phase, like all the way into the dating app phase, a lot of our girls that have ended up getting married, engaged and married, we help them with their dating profile. So I attracted my husband the first week on my dating profile, because there's strategy behind it, ladies. Okay? There's the energetics, but then there's actual practical strategy. I teach you all of it in the Feminine Energy Academy. I do not teach it on YouTube because it is so potent. It is so powerful. There's no way I'm posting that on YouTube. So if you want that, you want my attraction formula, you can get it for free in the Feminine Energy Academy. You can get it right now. Actually, look at it right now. When you jump to the Feminine Energy Academy, go to Start Here. And you'll see it's the last training on the Start Here section. It's called My Online Attraction Formula. Go and watch that. I break down everything, how to do your dating profile, your photos, what to say, what not to say. I also teach you exactly what to say on the dating apps, how to talk to him in the text messaging stage, the video call stage, going on date stage, the just dating stage, to keep his energy coming towards you so you don't get friend zoned or situationship zoned. Okay, ladies? And then all the way into engagement and marriage. We have multiple engagements right now in the Feminine Energy Academy. Last month, we had 3 proposals and 2 weddings with our ladies in the Feminine Energy Academy. And a lot of these are single moms. And these are women from all across the globe, by the way. Women in Africa, in Europe, I love my East Coast girlies in the US. Shout out to all my New York ladies that I've been joining lately. Super masculine energy women that are learning about their feminine. We have our Canadians. Shout out to my Canadians. And the Caribbean gals. Shout out to them too. They're all getting engaged and married because they're doing what we say. Men are men across the board. All different cultures and background. Men are men. It's how God has designed all of us, right? Men are they're the sperm. Okay, so I'm going to get to questions pretty quick here, so you guys can start. You guys can start dropping your questions. But also, I wanted to say, I also just uploaded a brand new potent training on how to keep polarity with the masculine. It's called 10 Do's and Don'ts on keeping polarity with the masculine in the dating phase and in the marriage phase. Okay, so this is stuff that I learned before I re-entered the dating scene. Yay for Canadians. I love it. Shout out to all my Canadians. It's amazing. Yes, can you participate in the academy if you're not interested in dating? 100% yes. We have so many women in the Feminine Energy Academy that are working on their money energetics. They're working on their health and their hormones. So everything I teach women in there, it's the trifecta for the women. So you're going to master your hormones. So if you want to lose weight, your perimenopause, menopause, PCOS, fibroids, I teach you how to reverse all of those things. Aged backwards, we have women in their 70s, 60s that look like 50-year-olds, 40-year-olds. Okay, I teach you how to master your hormones the feminine energy way. The next thing you're going to learn is how to master your nervous system. So that's going to be really good if you have some inner healing you need to do. Like you are not ready to date. This is actually the perfect place for you. I did so much inner healing before I intentionally started to date for marriage. And the big thing is the nervous system, that subconscious wiring, healing your love blocks, healing your receiving blocks, and then also your money energetics. So look at the patterns that you've had with the masculine. Masculine comes and goes. not showing up consistently for you, things like that. Now look at your money patterns. Do you feel like you have to chase money? Do you feel like you have to work hard for money? Do you feel like money is not consistent? Yeah, can I have for the questions? Thanks, buddy. I'm going to answer you guys' questions here. Do you, I don't, what's your code again? No, I think it's good as long as it doesn't go away. Anyway, look at your money energetics. Does money feel chaotic to you? Does money come and go? Does it breadcrumb you? Is it chaotic where it is? Oh, I'm just looking at the video. That looks so funny. Your hand coming down. Does it not feel consistent for you? It's inconsistent. It's chaotic. That is a money pattern. So that's another big thing we do in the Feminine Energy Academy is I help you expand your money energetics because it's all the same thing. A woman that is heavy in her masculine energy, like take the guys out of it. I always say this, the man is just the bonus. The man is not the main focus, ladies, okay? But when we work on your hormones, when we work on your feminine energy, when we work on your nervous system, what is going to happen, I guarantee, if you keep doing the inner work that I teach you and you're in my life long enough, you are going to get hotter. Like you're literally going to start looking more attractive. Okay? Men are going to be magnetized to you. Whether you're ready to date or not, they're going to be magnetized to you. And then also you're going to start making more money. Like all the ladies attract more money. We have women coming out of government assistance. We have women that are boss babes that are scaling their businesses, but they're learning how to do it from the energy of ease, not from the energy of hustle and grind. Okay. So let me just, oh my gosh. Let me see all your guys' questions here. Oh, Jazz, I love you girls. Look at all my ladies in here, Jazz. This is the most comprehensive program I have ever seen. Yeah, same here. And then Tamara said, the FEA is fire. Natasha and Coach B are amazing teacher and coaches. Ladies, thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate that. That's amazing. Let's see. Okay. All the Canadians, I love it. Okay, I think I answered that one. Do you have vetting questions to the provider? How do you inspire him to treat you like a princess? Sarah, that is such a great question. Do I have a vetting process? Yeah, girl, I have a whole academy. My whole academy teaches you how to vet men. Okay? I have a whole process. The thing is, and the other thing I want to mention, ladies, if you think that you can just talk to a guy, say on a dating app or on a text or whatever, you can't ask him questions to see if he's, well, no, I should say, you can ask him questions, but if you ask him direct questions with your energy coming towards him, he's going to be turned off. You have to use feminine intelligence. Okay, once again, I'm not going to share that on here, but it has a lot to do with your energy and how you talk to men. A huge part of the Feminine Energy Academy is me and Coach B teaching you how to talk to men, because that is a skill most women do not have. I don't care how smart you are. We have so many PhD women in our program. We have women that have been married for 30 years in our program, and they have completely transformed their marriage because they learned how to talk to their husband. And they've learned how to activate his provider energy. And the masculine always responds to the feminine. So Alex said, a man will pace himself and not get into a relationship right away. Yeah, 100%, Alex. Men will do that. And so for the woman, it's our job to vet, ladies, to see, hey, is this guy even ready for marriage? Because if not, you as a woman are wasting your time. Of course, he has every right to not be ready for a relationship. He might be focused on other things in his life, and he has every right to do that. But you as a woman, you have to decide, am I going to stay in a situationship with this guy and keep giving him my feminine energy, or am I going to move on? This is why I teach you, ladies. Just because he's in love with you, just because he's dating you and pursuing you, doesn't mean he's your husband. Your husband will be ready to be your husband, and you're not going to have to convince him. You never, ever want to have to convince a man to be your husband, to make you a wife. You got to be in wife energy first. First of all, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains blessing from the Lord. That means you need to be in your wifey energy before any man enters your 3D reality. And trust the right man who is meant to be with you will recognize that, especially when you do the stuff that we teach, and he'll lock that up, girl. We see it all day, every day in the Feminine Energy Academy. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Where do I go for the program? Oh my goodness, I'm not even... See, normally my husband drops the link, but I don't have the link in here. So what I need you to do is just go to... I'll post the link after this live stream, but you can do it right now. Just go to my bio, go to Adora Beauty, go to the bio, and it's right there. Or if you click on any of my other videos, the link will be there. It'll say, if you click any of those links, it's gonna lead you to the Feminine Energy Academy, and you get a free trial. So this is how confident we are in our results that we're getting our women right now. We'll give you a free trial. You can literally go in there right now and binge watch today, everything. And you will see how potent this stuff is and see if it's a good fit for you. Okay, if a man, this is from Alex again. If a man is elevating, educating, and being his authentic, you'll want to invest in him because you'll see the value in him. When he sees that, he'll reciprocate then in return because he takes you under his. Okay, so I mean, that's, I understand what you're saying there. But for a woman, I mean, obviously both the man and the woman are going to be giving to each other. But the women that I attract tend to overgive. And then they don't understand why they're stuck in situationships with guys that are not stepping up for marriage. So we have a different approach to dating, and it works really well for our ladies, okay, to attract really healthy guys. Okay. Most women don't know true love because they've never been with a man who truly loves themselves. That is true. So in order to experience true love, you have to experience true love first. And I mean, I teach my ladies this all the time. You'll never attract a man that is whole and that will fully love you if you're not whole first as a woman and fully love yourself. Everyone in your 3D reality is mirroring your energy. So if you attract men, and this is a pattern, not a one-off, but if it's a pattern where you attract men who don't fully show up for you, don't fully choose you, it's because you haven't fully chosen you as a woman. Another thing that women that we heal in the Feminine Energy Academy is masculine energy wounds. A lot of women have masculine energy wounds, and that could have been from their father, it could have been from religion, it could have been from their past relationship, a divorce, where you were wounded by the masculine, and in your nervous system actually doesn't trust the masculine. The nervous system doesn't actually trust to get married again. And even I went through this. So when my first husband passed away, and it was a very traumatic event for me, and I was widowed with 4 little kids. And, after a few years, I did a lot of healing and I was ready to get married again. I wanted a father for my children, right? Because I understand the importance of masculine energy in children's lives. Children need healthy masculine energy in the kids' lives, right? So I understood that. And so I was wanting to date. And then I quickly realized that I also had this masculine wound. It was a deep wound where I subconsciously had the fear of falling in love again and getting married again because I had gone through such a horrible loss in my first marriage. And so what that looks like for women that have been through stuff like this, like a divorce or maybe you lost a spouse, is that nervous system doesn't feel safe to get married again. So you'll attract men. You'll attract men easy. I easily attracted men. That was not an issue. But you easily attract men. And then what happens is you're not ready to, you just don't feel ready to go to that next level. Or you attract men who don't feel ready to go to that next level. They'll start to pull away. Things will just fizzle out. And then it'll be a pattern, right? And so what I did is I actually stopped dating. I stopped going on the dating apps. And I took time to actually heal. took about 6 more months to just do everything that I teach in the Feminine Energy Academy. This is why I created the Feminine Energy Academy, because I needed something. I just needed something different. I had a lot of things I needed to heal. My nervous system, my hormones, my feminine energy, all that, right? And so by the time I was ready to re-enter the dating scene, my now husband re-entered the scene and had reached out to me and was like, "No, I'm going to marry you." And he made it happen. Okay? Okay, so another comment here. I don't want to sound like a spinster, but I'm not doing anything to get out of my current situation. So please feel like, oh, I'm feeling like I'm hitting a wall, and no one will want to date a 32-year-old woman. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is Ooga Booga. She's 32 and she feels like no one is going to want to date a 32-year-old woman. And so she's staying in her situationship. Baby girl. Yes, and I'm going to call you a baby girl because that's exactly what you are. You are a baby girl. You're only 32. Girl, you are such a spring chicken. Do you know how many men are going to want to date you and marry you at 32? So many women. Most women that I coach are in their late 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and they're getting engaged and married, okay? I was in my late 30s when I got remarried. Okay? And I had 4 kids. 4 kids, 4 little kids, not grown kids, little kids. So what I tell all of my ladies is you are going to attract your husband. Your husband is going to be the perfect match for you. You're going to be everything he wants. And it's going to come at the perfect time. Okay? Someone asked, do I coach men? I do not coach men, but my husband coaches men in the Dating for Marriage community that we have. Okay, so somebody said, you look so fancy and radiant. I feel underdressed, sloppy, stopping by your channel. Butch Silver, I love it. You know what? We have a lot of actually training in the Feminine Energy Academy to help you boost your attractiveness, the feminine energy way. So that's another thing that we help our ladies with. So, I mean, if you want to help in that area, that's going to be your starting point as a woman, is you got to feel good about yourself. This is why I have weight loss programs and hormone programs in the Feminine Energy Academy, whether you want to date or not date. Because when you as a woman take care of yourself, you're going to feel so much more confident. So you're going to start attracting completely differently from men. You're going to make more money. This is actual science. You will make women that take care of how they look make more money. Okay, this is actually well researched. Why? Because you show up with different energy. And I was that lady, I called myself the Costco mom in my first marriage. I was the Costco mom. My hair was always up in a bun, knotted, matted, right? I did not take care of myself. I wasn't working out properly. I looked emaciated. I was so stressed because I completely abandoned myself because I was taking care of my family. I had 4 little kids. I was still nursing when my first husband was going through cancer treatment for 3 years. So I understand I was the biggest slob. So the first thing I did was start to take care of myself. And this is also why I got into feminine energy coaching and relationship coaching, is because I started up coaching women with their hormones and weight loss. And then what happened, what I noticed, we weren't even focusing on relationships, we were just focusing on hormones. And what I noticed was ex-husbands were coming back, ex-boyfriends were coming back, marriages were getting healed. Women were attracting all these men, and we were just focusing on their hormones and weight loss and how they looked, right? So how you do anything is how you do everything. It's going to affect every single area of your life. This is why our ladies in the Feminine Energy Academy start making more money and attracting more money and opportunities and get job promotions. And their business grows and they attract more clients because it's all your energy, babe. Shout out to Zaza. Hey, Zaza. Oh, you just joined my new YouTube channel. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Zaza. Yeah, I started a new YouTube channel, ladies. It's called, what is it called? Body Hack with Tash. That's what it's called. Body Hack with Tash. The reason why I started the YouTube channel is because I was trying to talk about hormones and weight loss and peptides and anti-aging stuff on this channel, and it was totally crashing our algorithm. So I had to separate it. So this channel now is just feminine energy and relationships, like dating and marriage. And then my new channel is all about hormones and weight loss. So you got to go join that channel as well. So it's called Body Hack with Tash. Body Hack with Tash. I'll link it underneath this video too. Okay, so somebody else said women should not get married until they are 28. You will know who you are by that point. You have life experience to know who you are. Age is a number, but life experience matters. And I mean, I think there's some truth to that for sure. I think everyone is different. I mean, in my first marriage, I actually got married at 23. And I was very ready to get married. So I was already an RN. I was already working in the hospital. And I was ready. I was mature, and I was saving myself for marriage also. And yeah, I think everybody is different. I think for men, though, I think men need to wait. I think men do a lot better when they get married, at least in their 30s or 40s. But once again, that's not everyone. There are men that do get married in their 20s and they're super mature. Okay, so Ooga Booga, she's like, I've basically given up. I have done nothing resembling a date in 4 to 5 years. And girl, you're so young. You're only 32. You know what? You got to really ask yourself, okay, in another 5 years, and this is for everyone listening right now, where do you want to be in 5 years from now? Because you might think, oh, it's not a big deal right now. But in 5 years from now, it's going to be harder to date. Like your dating pool is going to change. Not to say you can't do it, but it's easier to date when you're younger. But at the same time, if you're like right now, we're coaching women that are in their 70s, 60s and 70s, and they've spent their entire life taking care of people. Their entire life. That's all they've ever known. And they're finally like, you know what? It's now my time. And they're dating. We have these types of women, they're rotationally dating. So that is different. But for someone who's only 32 and you think you're old, baby girl, you are not old. But you have to decide that you don't have to figure out how to date, but you got to get some tools, some strategies to help you in this area and get some healing. Okay, let's see here. I saw another bunch of comments here. Thank you guys for all the gifts and everything. Okay, Nicole asks, how did you learn about hormones? So I started off as a registered nurse. So I got my Bachelor of Nursing degree. Then I did 2 years of pre-med. And then I decided I didn't want to be a doctor and I just wanted to be a stay-home mom. So I was just being a stay-home mom. Then my late husband ended up developing cancer, colon cancer. And so my focus was taking care of him for a few years. Fast forward, he ends up passing away. And then I stumbled across learning about hormones because I wanted to prevent myself from going into a depression. That was my goal. So this is 2019. I'm in my 30s and I have 4 little kids and I'm widowed. And then we're in COVID on top of it. So you can imagine how devastating that would have been and how easily I could have fallen into a depression. And so I did not want to fall into a depression. So I started researching natural ways to not go into a depression. And that's when I started learning about hormones. Dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, cortisol, all these things, right? And I started taking care of myself. And then I became so obsessed with hormones that I'm like, I'm going to go back to school because I want to get certified in hormone coaching and help other women. And so I went to an accredited school it was about a year, and I got my hormone certification. And then I started coaching women in the area of hormones. So lots of PCOS, fibroids, a lot of perimenopause, menopause, a lot of adrenal fatigue, a lot of cortisol issues. And I spent a couple years just coaching women on those things because it changed my life so much. I started looking better. I cleared my acne for the first time in my life. I had acne, you guys, for 20 years. Into my mid-30s, I had acne. I had gut issues. It was horrible. And then for the first time in my life, I started feeling so amazing, so amazing. And then so I started coaching all these other women and they started feeling so amazing. They started reversing things like PCOS and fibroids. They started reversing cortisol issues, perimenopause, menopause issues. They start feeling so good. And then what happened when a woman looks and feels good? Guess what? The next thing that happens, ladies, the men come running. The men come running. So that was just a natural byproduct of me feeling amazing and then my ladies feeling amazing, is that these men were chasing them, and we all ended up getting engaged and married. And I'm like, okay, I need to teach more women how to get engaged and married. But how I'm different is we're starting with your hormones, because it affects everything in your life. It affects how you make your money. It affects how you have energy to even work out. It affects how you look. It affects your hair, your skin. It affects how you age, especially now that I'm over 40, ladies. I'm like, it becomes even more important. So yeah. Okay, someone said, I'm from the UK. My ex broke me, but I'm ready to move on. Just don't trust people anymore. How can I find my husband? I'm being genuinely serious. Yes, I teach you all of this in the Feminine Energy Academy. So this was for one-toners. I teach you all the steps in the Feminine Energy Academy. So for you, my love, the first thing, and by the way, we have so many women from the UK. I know you all are, actually, why are you even up right now? That's really late for you. Now I'm thinking about it. But we have had a huge increase of women from Europe joining the Feminine Energy Academy. But anyway, so what I would start with you is we would start with healing that masculine energy wound. That's going to be your starting point before you even think about dating again, especially because your ex broke your heart. You need to heal that wound. So that's what we would start with. And then what we're going to do is we would start with your glow up. Will help you just look and feel amazing. Like, you use all that energy. I teach you how to transmute all that energy, that heartbreak. And girl, trust me, I understand heartbreak. I lost my first husband. We were together for 15 years. I was with him since I was 18, had 4 kids together. Okay, so I understand heartbreak. But what you can do is you can actually take that energy and transmute it, meaning that you take all that energy and use it for your glow up. So that's what we do with the ladies in the Feminine Energy Academy. Use that energy for your glow up, and then you're going to get practical dating skills, dating and marriage skills. So you're going to learn masculine energy communication. You're going to learn how to talk to men. You're going to learn how to communicate with them in a way that gets your needs met, but also gets his needs met. So he's hooked on you. So he's in love with you. So his energy is always coming towards you. So he wants to give you princess treatment in the dating phase and in the marriage phase. That's why I'm saying this is not just me. This is the ladies that we coach. All of our ladies get princess treatment because they know how to talk to men. And your confidence is going to go up because now you're not doing it by yourself. You have a coach. You have me and Coach B to help you. So if you're dating a guy and he's like, he does this, he does that, you know how to respond. And by the way, I'm not saying this is what you need to do, but with all the women we coach, the exes always come back. 100% of the time with the women that I've coached, the ex comes back. For the women that actually do what I tell them to do. And you're not doing it so he comes back, but it's a natural byproduct of the stuff that I teach. That's how potent the energy work is. But the thing that you really need to understand is when he comes back, because he will, even if it was your decision to move on, you need to have the skills and the boundaries so you don't fall back into old patterns. So we've had women where they came to us and they were dating a guy or they're in a situationship and he was just like dragging his feet for, years. And they did the stuff that we teach and then they ended up getting married. And then for a lot of our other women, they were dating a guy or in a situationship and he was dragging his feet. They did all the stuff we told them to do. And, they broke up. He fell away. But then their husband, their actual husband, came into the picture not long after that. And now they're engaged or married. We've seen this so many times with the women that we coach. All different races and faces from across the globe. It's not one woman more than the other. And it's not even one age group more than the other. Because men are men and women are women at the end of the day. When you learn the stuff that we teach, it's so potent. Okay. Nicole said, it feels like I'll never date again as a single mom with 2 young children because I have 0 time. Nicole, my love, I had 4 kids. The only reason why you have no time is because you haven't made time. So there's deeper issues here that we got to work on. I bet for you, you're in this pattern of overgiving and overdoing. So you're in your masculine energy. So you're definitely not going to attract a healthy masculine energy man who wants to come in and help you take things off of your plate because you're so busy functioning your masculine energy. And this is a challenge that single moms have. Okay. So, but I deeply understood that. So I was, when I was a single mom, I was like, okay, I can't be in my doing no time for me energy and expect to attract a masculine man because that's not how energy works. So I had to do the stuff that I teach you ladies. And so allowed me to have more time to be my feminine. And then the natural byproduct of that is you attract a healthy masculine energy man, like my husband, Coach B, who's actually even more amazing off camera than he is on camera, by the way, does everything for me and the kids every single day, has taken so many things off my plate. That's why I feel so amazing and can live stream on here with you ladies, because he's taken everything off my plate. But this is why my heart is for the single moms, because this is a skill set you have to learn. Otherwise, you're going to stay in the cycle. And not to say that, I don't want you to feel bad, but I want you to think about what is it that you actually want for you and for your kids. And you don't even have to think about the dating. Just focus on taking time to learn how to make time for you. Okay? Learn how to actually take time for you so you're not burnt out, so your hormones aren't burnt out. I saw some questions about hormones. One second. What was those questions? Jazz is like, I don't want my ex back. Good. That's a good thing. Okay. Okay. Can you reverse hot flashes? Of course. I'm going through terrible menopause. Ladies, if you're suffering through menopause, oh my goodness, you need to join my Feminine Energy Academy. You do not need to be suffering with hot flashes and suffering through menopause and menopause weight. This is a big thing that I teach my women how to reverse. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up now. I know that there's more questions on here. I love you ladies so much. Okay. So if you have more questions, jump to the Feminine Energy Academy and then private message me in there. Tell me what you're going through. Tell me if you got hormone issues, you want to work on your feminine energy, you need to heal, you need to do some healing, what you're calling in. It could be the money, it could be the man, it could be both. That doesn't matter. I help ladies in all those areas, okay? We've helped over 2,000 women just in this last year alone, okay? But message me in there. It's going to be free. Also, when you're in there, click the start here button. You're going to see so many amazing trainings that you can start binge watching today, like my online dating, attraction formula. You can learn about just inner healing and feminine detachment. You can learn, oh my gosh, there's so many different things, hormones, weight loss, all that. It's all in there for you to binge watch. Okay. Anyway, I love you so much and I'll see you ladies later.